Thank you so much for joining us. This is a thrill, and I'm really honored to have this talent in the house to talk about this important thing that's going on in Seattle and all around. So let me just give a brief introduction here. I want to thank you all for being here. The event tonight is Untold Stories, a conversation about food justice. My name is Jessie Ziebart. I'm the Cultural Programs Manager at the Bainbridge Island Museum of Art. I would first like to acknowledge that we are coming to you from the indigenous ancestral land of the Duwamish, Suquamish, and Coast Salish peoples, living in harmony with the lands and waterways along Washington's Central Salish seas as they have for thousands of years. The Coast Salish are committed to honoring and protecting the waters of their ancestors for future generations. Untold Stories is a dynamic series of free online lectures, panels, and conversations which inspire, empower, and educate through the art of storytelling. For information on the Untold Stories events and other upcoming programs at BIMA, please visit our website, biartmuseum.org. We will hold a Q&A at the very end of this, so please, if you're listening and you have burning questions, hold those to the end, and then you'll just use your little Q&A function at the bottom bar of your screen, and we'll get those and answer as many as we can. So tonight's conversation is about activism, empowerment, and building community through food justice. And with us are Chef Ariella Bangs, owner of Plant-Based Food Share and Healthy Creations. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Maine, the Deaf Chef Miller of Soulful Dishes and Feed the People. Welcome, Maine. Chef Tarik Abdullah, self-described as an old man who loves kids, does a little bit of cooking. And our moderator this evening, Chef Miranda, owner and chef of Musang. Thank you for joining us tonight. Chef Melissa, I'm just gonna go ahead and kick this over to you, and we'll get cranking on tonight. Thanks again.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I am just actually going to do a little round table introduction for the chefs. So we can start with Chef Ariel, Ariella, if you want to talk about who you are, and yeah, and then we'll go to Chef T, and then we'll go to Chef Maine. So go ahead and start.
My name is Ariella Bangs. I'm a chef, business owner since 2007. Been cooking, focusing on healing through foods. So plant-based, focused on culture and growing our own food and teaching people how to do that. Young people, older people, anybody that wants to know. Do a lot with growing herbs and a lot of community work. You know, everything is, for me, is surrounding around community and figuring out ways that we can be better with each other and be better in community with each other and support each other and help each other and just share love with each other. And, you know, started Plant-Based Food Share when the pandemic happened. Prior to that, though, I've had my business Healthy Creations, which is a private chef business for a long time that focuses on people that had food allergies, food illnesses, and them not being able to eat the same foods that many of their, you know, family and friends enjoy. And so just transferred that into Plant-Based Food Share when the pandemic happened, giving free organic food boxes to anyone in the community that needs it, that are comprised of ingredients from local BIPOC farmers and restaurant owners and other makers, and just wanting to celebrate one another and to encourage the economy to grow and to figure out just ways that we can, you know, work together and hopefully inspire other people to do the same work, so that, you know, we can, on a local level, make sure that everybody's eating and everybody is staying safe and can build businesses and just grow into whatever people want to grow into.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. And then I think maybe Jessie, later, if we could have information on how to contact all the chefs or find out more information and find ways how they can connect with everyone here, would be really awesome. But Chef T, you want to go ahead?
Good evening. Yes, my name is Tarik Abdullah. I have been cooking for just about 30 years between Seattle and LA, teaching children as well between the ages of 8 up to 17 for the past 20 years between the two cities, and spent the last 10 years really focusing on community activism through food and education. And now I run a community kitchen providing free meals. along with a couple teens that are going to work alongside with us. And it's been a good journey. 10 months of 5,000 plus meals, I think. I don't know. Numbers don't matter to me. At the end of the day, the goal is to find solutions based on our platforms. And I want to be a part of that. And yeah, looking forward to just, figuring out how we can create some more bridges.
Absolutely. Thank you. Chef Maine.
My name is Jimaine Miler. They call me the Deaf Chef. I do a lot of different things. Community activist, definitely a cook first and foremost. I'm the curator at a school lunch program where pretty much we're here to challenge the quality of the food given to our children as well as our families. Like we're, just like the other chefs are talking about with what they do, we're going even a little bit further than just the school lunches. And we're trying to get into the homes because right now, you do what I do. We all know what's going on with this. And it's important that we take the lead on this and make something happen, because if we don't, it's not going to transpire.
I am going to be asking a couple of questions for all of you, just to kind of get input of how your journey's led you to here. Why is food activism important to you and to our communities? And then we'll probably end with ways that we can, I guess, encourage our communities to support and to inspire other folks to maybe do the things that we're doing as well. So the first off for, it's really like, I'm honored to be here among all you three. I think being able to see what you guys have done during the pandemic has been really inspiring. We all have spaces and we've all done the things to share. And I think that's inspired a lot of other restaurants to do the same, whereas we've come from really traditional backgrounds, and it's been really beautiful to see how creative everyone's been. But I think the biggest question to start is, what is community for all of you? And how are you part of that community? And how do you hope to build that community? So it's kind of just open. You guys can unmute your mics and just kind of talk about that. No, Ariel, if you want to start.
Sure, yeah. Man, community to me is everybody just coming together, helping each other, looking after each other, watching out for each other, eating good food, and feeling comfortable to be open with one another and to just impact each other's lives in really healthy ways, and to deal with those things that are not healthy in a family way. The only way that we can really get rid of a lot of this craziness that's going on is if we deal with it as a family, if we work together, and if we help and support each other. And overall, for me, that's, community. The way that I function as a community person is just getting in there. When I see that there's things that need to get done, I just jump in and figure out how can I use what my platform is, the network that I have, and I'm never afraid to just talk to somebody. So I just go reach out and I just talk to people, and that's just been, from how I was raised. That you're not afraid of people, you interact with people, and then that's also just how you kind of find good people from not so good people, and people that need help. And most of the time, people are not going to let you know that they need help, because we, unfortunately, we live in a culture that says be individual and don't ask for help and be really strong. But, the reality is that everybody's not strong all the time, and we always need help. And it's better if you feel like you're loved, and it makes it a little bit easier to ask for help. And to me, community is just love and feeling loved.
I feel that. Maine?
Yeah, to me, community is just that. When you break down the word, it's pretty much common unity. So at the end of the day, that's what we're dealing with. Like us for right now, we got a common unity. We're kindred spirits in what we do. And the community needs that type of attitude, right? Because everything starts from the stomach. Nothing's going to go over if people aren't fed. That's the way you get ideas across. million-dollar deals are done. When you deal with education, there's going to be a plate of food. When you deal with law, ethics, things of that nature, there's going to be a plate of food there, right? So really what we're here to do is make community mean something. And what could be more meaningful than a bunch of people being able to just walk up, be fed, be loved, and be respected. So that's what we about.
Yes, I completely agree. T, what about you?
For me, it's just, I think it's just a cross between upbringing, traveling, and, you know, I think between those two, you know, it just kind of just show it's always been about neighborhoods being in sync when it comes to depending on each other, but it just makes sense to do it, not like, well, let me put things on, let me check and see if I want to do it. No, it's a humanly thing. And then growing up around that all the time, just there was always someone that you get to depend on, talk to. You know, it was more of a thing that was just, it was set up for all of us to pretty much depend on each other when you lived in a neighborhood. And so I think now, with how machines have gotten us on such a different pace, and neighborhoods aren't the same, we still need to create these systems of community to let people understand it's not about just being stuck within four walls. Plain and simple.
I mean, I think there's something to be said, us for being here, and I think all of us maybe being from the South End, that like this completely resonates, because like in order for us to survive growing up, it wasn't just our parents, it was your neighbor, it was, you know, your pastor, it was the folks down the street. And I think that has allowed us to carry into our businesses, into like the way we think and support. And that's pretty inspiring. I mean, like, honestly, looking at all of us here, like we were the first folks to really activate this community kitchen idea. And that's huge. Like, if you think about, let's be frank and really think about that. And it's really beautiful to see, because there is a common thread, and you all have said that, right? I think the next question is just like, with the pandemic, I think that we can all say too that like before the pandemic, we were already about it. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think each and every one of us, you know, we're already, right? You know, we were already doing community work. We were already partnering with organizations like Feast and I think that, you know, like everyone says the pandemic hit and like all these things came out of it. I think for me personally, it has allowed us to have this platform to spotlight the real work that we've always been doing. But I think the question is just like, how do you feel that the pandemic has changed your relationship with the food? Or how do you think the pandemic, if anything, has given you guys a platform to share really what it is that we're about? Or just in general, this past year, like, how do you feel? I mean, it's huge. And I just took this last month to reflect on all the things that we've done, but I'd love to hear about you and just like this journey. What were some highs or lows or successes that y'all really felt?
I just got to say this. First off, I'm from the CD, 27 and older. You know what I'm saying? Just got to throw that out there. But look, this is so funny. There's everything going on right now. Ariella's the one who even got me in food justice. Before I met her, I cooked for money. Like I wasn't the commute. What? Oh yeah. So that's how I got involved with that. Tarik used to be my boss. We're real close friends. He's probably, I think he's fired me before. I'm not sure. I think I've been fired by him before or something of that nature. But when this popped off, Tarik and Ariella were the first people who I personally know, and you as well. But I you know, this is my first time dealing with you. But they were pretty much just like from day one. Okay, what we gonna do? How are we gonna do it? what needs to happen. And one thing I learned is who's who, right? I learned what's what. Now I have a full grasp of how delicate and cutthroat this business is. Now I understand how much is smoke and mirrors. A person might own 5, 6, 7, 8 restaurants, but he doesn't own nothing, right? Everything goes according to what somebody else says. Then you got people who, these are the people who take advantage of the scenario. You know what I'm talking about? The chop hydration station people and some of these other restaurants where you only do stuff on Christmas. You won't, that's the only time you do things like around that time. And somehow you're the people able to get the Amazon money. You're able to get the Google money. You're able to get the Microsoft money. You haven't done any work all year, but when you do, somehow you get paid for it. Meanwhile, you got people like us we're really doing this. Yeah. We're really doing this, and we'll be lucky to get any help, right? So when the pandemic popped off, it completely changed my relationship with food, and it changed my relationship with a lot of people in the industry, because a lot of people just ran.
Yeah.
People lost their jobs and never talked to their boss.
Yes. That's very
right.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, when you put it in perspective, we did an awesome thing. I'm only even thinking about it now because you said to do it, but it's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of pain. Like, everything didn't go smooth. We argued, we bickered. I'm pretty sure you had those issues, but you here and we here, and that's a lovely thing.
Yes.
Makes me smile on the outside and the inside.
I feel that.
I love it. I love it.
Ariella?
Yeah. So, man, I don't know, it's crazy. Like, for me, I just feel like over the years of doing food work, I've watched people talk a good game and not really do the work, get the money, not do the work, throw people under the bus, all kind of craziness. And then I just also remember seeing people that are doing amazing things, amazing work, really beautiful souls and spirits. And, when I see people doing the community work that we're doing, I see grandmas and grandpas and elders, and that's inspiring to me and warms me, because that's always been my mindset around what community is. It's, grandmas and grandpas and aunties and people that you don't even know that are your aunties and grandmas and grandpas and moms and dads that you look out for, and, we're really responsible for teaching that younger generation who's actually teaching us right now, and I think a lot of times we put like all this weight on the government and, nationally and internationally, all these things that are going on, and we forget locally we have so much power. Locally, we can do so many things, and it's really our responsibility to do that. It's our responsibility to change the food systems. It's our responsibility to put the weight on these people and let them know it's not okay for you to just hop in office and not come through. It's not okay for for little kids to not be able to go outside and to be being hurt and killed and be afraid. It's not okay for trafficking to be happening and child abuse. It's not okay. And we've gotten into this time and place where we just don't say anything, and we'll walk by knowing something's not okay and not do anything. And, myself, I just get tired of that, and I just get really frustrated and I get angry, because I'm like, these are babies, we're supposed to be protecting them because they can't protect themselves. And we got to be accountable and do the right thing. And, just stop pussyfooting around about stuff, and when I never get a chance really before the pandemic to go around people, because I was always working, and I was always trying to figure out how to build community, how to find money, how to collaborate with people, reaching out to people that I knew and didn't know, and just kind of maneuvering through this whole Seattle world. Seattle is very different from any other place, and I've been to lots of places. And so, ultimately for me, this, is about, people don't want to really own up to that are from Seattle, but there's a Seattle freeze that's going on, and it's not great. It's not okay. It's not cool. And people act like it's not a fact, but it is. People deal with it every single day. That's why we have suicide rates the way that we are, because people are alone. And so I just feel like this work is important because we got to stop that. You know, there are people that are suffering right now, and we may not be suffering in our immediate space, but there's other people that are dealing with different things that we're dealing with, you know. And the whole thing for me, like the work with like Healthy Creations, plant-based food share, working with Jimaine, working with Tarik, working with Christy, working with people that I'm just now meeting, Feast, all these different people. The whole point for me has always been that we're role models to some people and we may not even know it.
Yes.
And we have to do the work that we need people to see this important, because people are going to do what they see. And people get on social media every day and post a whole bunch of nonsense. And so all you see is recurring nonsense versus like, hey, support these businesses that are doing this thing, you know? The whole point for me with plant-based food share is like, I know farmers that make 10 cents and they're growing food that people are bagging up at grocery stores getting paid $15 right now an hour to do. And they're working hard and not being acknowledged. You know, there's like all these people of color that've been working hard to keep their farms, to keep their businesses, you know. And then there's other people. I know people right now that get a plant-based food share box or try to, and they live in mansions. And as soon as I find that out, I'm on the phone with them like, what's going on right now? Do you like really need the food? You know, like I don't have a problem with that because I know there's people that don't have food. And I think we have to do that step up a little bit more. I think it's beautiful that we are doing it. I think it's beautiful people do get to see us. But I also think that we owe more as a community, not just like us. There's a lot of chefs out here that could be doing a lot, that have businesses that are not open and that are pretty well to do, and they're just sitting there chilling. And and I'm kind of like, we're working over here and we're using the money out of our pockets to make sure people have food right now. And people don't know that. They're like, oh, you guys just have money. No, we do not. But we know that people need to eat food. So we try to figure out how to do that. And people are generous and been blessing us so that we can do that, donating, all the time so that we can get food, and farmers are giving stuff. And, it's just the pandemic to me, it's not great that COVID is here. So I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that it's great that everybody gets to see what other people are dealing with on a regular basis, because it's real now, because everybody's in the same boat. First of all, it's real also now because now we understand that we have to be about community. We have to rely on each other because nobody can really be around each other right now. People have parents that live here, that live in other states, and they cannot come out here, so they're calling people like us to say, hey, can you just send my family some food, just go by, check on them, things like that, and that's what this is all about. This is about transforming the energy from the negative BS to the positive, beautiful work that we can be doing, and bringing in that love that either we never had, or that love that we see somewhere else on TV, or the love that we watch in other people, and doing that through food, building new food systems, building the economy up, helping people be encouraged, like, go start a business, man.
Completely agree. I think given the time, I think for all of us too, it's just like COVID forced us all to have to stop. Like, not stop necessarily on what we're doing, because obviously we're continuing the work, but like it's made you stop here, stop here. And like that's the first time, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah.
People are challenged. Like that uncomfortableness is challenging, and people are like, oh, wait, I see them doing that. I should wait, hold, and so
yeah,
I think for me, it's been really beautiful to see our community rise, like not rise up, I don't say, but just like we've been here, we've been doing it. And that's been a beautiful challenge for other people to take the step forward, right?
And even to ask, people are now asking, like, how are you doing this? I want to do this. I want to help. How can I be involved? Like, just offering. And sometimes it's just the offer. It's not even like that. Maybe you can't do anything. It's like people are just really like, okay, whoa, this is real. Like, talk to me about what these experiences that you have been having are. How do I help? How do I be a part of this? How do we make changes? And like, people are really diving deeper than I think they ever have dived before, because they're realizing that, whoa, this it could have been me's that people had 5 years ago are like, whoa, this is everybody right now. How do we be better together for everybody? And also some people are able to just take a step back and like not do anything, because some people need to just not do anything,
Absolutely.
and just kind of relax and just kind of chill out and do nothing.
It's like actual self-care, or like, let's heal our bodies because they're kind of broken.
Totally. Our minds, like our
Yeah.
hearts need to get cleaned right now.
Exactly. Tarik?
Yeah, COVID, like I think what COVID did for me, it's one thing that we provided the meals, which was great, but it was the cool thing about it and the beautiful thing about it collectively, a new system was unveiled for just about a year, of food access. We saw that be displayed, you know. So now there's the framework of saying there's no excuse that access of food and how it's being put out and used and free can happen. And then on the other part, really for me, I just want to be able to teach the kids. So, and the communication allows me to give what I've always wanted to do, cook. They get to see the world of food and learn a little bit about the access and the whole process. And to be a part of that is just something I feel like is just important. I was a homeschool kid, so, it's different for the idea of just being in four walls and just learning. It's just like, I think we have to look past that now anyways. So I just feel like, hey, how old are you? You're 11? Okay, you need this spatula right now? Then meet me at the classroom. We're gonna go to work. So it's just for me, yeah. And trying to figure out how we can create systems so I can be able to continue to work and other folks so they can want to do the work. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think part of that I admire the most is a lot of us grew up in a very different kitchen system, brigade, where it was, this hierarchy, or you become like a yes chef kind of person. And to be able to see the kids that you're fostering and teaching that it doesn't have to be that way, and that we can approach food in a very different way, for me, is the most beautiful thing, because not only does it allow kids to be inspired through you, because you're incredibly inspiring, but that how we've been taught doesn't have to be that way. And I think that aspect, and having seeing the kids in the community kitchen, has been pretty incredible for me and very different. So I just wanted to say thank you, because I think a lot more people should be doing that.
I think a thing to add to that is that, so many little kids, especially little Black boys, get to see Chef Tarik and Chef Maine, and they get to have a different view of what life can be like. And then they get to talk to them and see, wow, these guys just love us just because. There's no agenda there, and they will do whatever for us to be able to be successful little guys, and they have mentors and uncles in those two, that they never have to wonder if they're safe or if they're protected, because they could call them at any time. And I think that that's important, because we kind of live in a world where things are kind of women centered. And it's like, oh, if you need help, go ask your mom, go ask your auntie, go talk to that teacher, who a lot of times are women. And so for these little munchkins to be able to see whoa, I can, not only are they teaching me and I'm learning something that's cool, but they actually care, and I can see myself doing this. And, the energy is really positive, and it's always welcoming, and there's always that, that whatever that best person in your life energy is. And I think that's really important, because there's so many kids that are going through so many different things, and they need to have that role model. They need to have that community, and they don't even realize it's community that they have until a year later or two, they're talking about, hey, Chef T, I want to come in and cook with you. Or, Chef Maine, thank you for those meals, because they like got me and my family through, because we didn't have any food when I was going to middle school. Things like that I just think are just really important and heartwarming, and they kind of make me cry inside, because I'm just like, oh man, we need more Chef T's and more Chef Mains around, because there's so many kids, there's only 2 of them. You know what I mean?
And it gives them this different perspective too of like, I don't know, when we had this mom and her son would come pick up meals, and then at home her son had this like truck, but then he was like, are we gonna drop off meals today? And it's just like, these kids are watching us.
Yes.
These kids are watching them, and they're getting a very different and beautiful perspective. And
Yes.
that part in itself, because we don't know, like they're watching. They're always
Yes.
watching. And so to be able to have y'all as just that, even just like as simple as that, because it is impactful and they'll remember it. Like you said, like these kids are going to grow up 10 years from now and be like, hey, remember that time? And that sense of us being selfless, because that's what it is, and just gratitude will be passed down in some way, which is incredible. So for that, we have that. From this, we have that. I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. So I'm gonna just ask a question of like, what is your comfort food during the pandemic? So we can just kind of share a little bit of that. Then after that question, we're gonna kind of go into how are ways people can show up and help us and help support the community. But I think it'd be really great for folks that are tuned in to hear the food that sustains us and has sustained us during the pandemic, because I always like to know what people are cooking, because I'm always hungry. So, Maine,
Send some over.
Oh, yeah, I know. How about, what has been your go-to for the pandemic? What's been the best, or like the best thing that you've shared, or anything?
Tzatziki plate.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've been on the naan and the tomato. Oh man, killing it. The tomatoes, onions, and the herb yogurt and the skew. Man, I'm doing all type of. I'm wild. Hey, I'm like Tarik at home right now. I'm mincing stuff up and putting it on the grill. Oh man, I'm wilding right now. This is crazy. I'm throwing stuff off my elbow. I'm doing the I got pink salt. I got black salt. I'm with.
Y'all are crazy.
I want all the smoke. I got all the plans. I got plain naan. I got garlic herb. I got roasted pepper. Man, I'm with it. I'm making chutneys and
oh man, wait a minute. Can I get a plate? Wait a minute. I need some chutneys.
You know what? I gotta hook you up with the vegetarian lupia.
Man.
Oh yeah, I'm doing that. The anyhows and the elbows.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll turn it upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on his message board pretty regularly. Like, is it vegetarian? Is there vegetables in there? Is it vegan? Like, can I just get my vegan one? He's like, okay, not yet. I'm like, all right.
Well,
tomorrow. Are you making the vegan one today?
Speaking of that, I just made some garden burger hash for the kids up at Green Tree, because I make the kids are vegetarian, so nothing could be. Oh man, I'm getting my skills up.
I love it.
And I'm eating the stuff. Yep, I be putting me something to the side. I'm like, oh, this is all right. Okay, I might have to start eating these damn garden burgers. Yep, that's right.
I love it. I love it. Oh man,
sure
I need a garden burger. You know what? I just learned how to make a little hemp Brazil nut omelet the other day, because my son won't eat eggs. So he ate it. He was like, Mommy, this is good. I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. Let's put some avocados on here with some some grilled zucchini and some this little
Mhm.
veggie parmesan on here? He was like, no, I don't want all that, but I'm gonna eat this little scramble. Yeah.
Oh.
I want one of everything though, Maine. One of everything. And I'll pick it up. You ain't gotta come bring it.
Yep, I got you. I got you. No question.
Them chocolate chip cookies, you know, need a couple of those too.
But them got butter in them.
Oh, okay. We're gonna work on that. I'm
Well,
gonna bring you some butter.
but what I could use coconut oil, huh?
You can, but I can bring you some. I got some veggie butter at the house.
Yeah, bring me some of that, and I'll make you a batch. Bring me some of that veggie butter.
Yes. Oh man.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. What's your favorite food? What you eating right now, Chef T?
I've been doing rice a lot, because I have a lot of it here at the house, just like doing different spice flavors.
Mm.
And then, Leanne and Derek, they just cook all the time. So I'm kind of at that house getting my free meals.
Nice.
But nobody really and now I can't even get meals now, right? It's one thing when I was trying to can somebody who wants to cook, Leanne don't hesitate. Leanne doesn't hesitate in cooking for me, which is great. So the fact that it's the campaign Feed the Chef, seattle.gov is on the way.
Oh, wait.
What?
Say that again. Can you say that louder? Because I think I want to be part of that one too.
Very good. No, in all seriousness, honestly, I have not been cooking. I've just been listening to them, watch them cook, and the food's been good. They can really cook. Dang.
Yeah. And they're in their new house, and so I know they've been cooking a lot.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
They're cooking a lot. How about you, Chef?
That's beautiful.
Cooking these days?
Man, we've been making a bunch of rice dishes. I've been doing some virtual cooking classes, so I'm having to make the food, for those and kind of taste them. I think my thing right now is I like to make pasta too. So I've been making raviolos, pizza's my thing. I love, making pizza. What else? I'm a hot chocolate person. I've been making marshmallows, vegan marshmallows and making hot chocolate. Yeah, but my son's like, I want hot cocoa. I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. Let's make that happen.
I'm gonna join you on that one.
Right. I mean, we have to have a hot chocolate date, Yeah, I like to eat a lot of vegetables. So I eat a lot of vegetables. Lately I've been eating a lot of greens. I've been doing a little bit of raw food. And so I've been making a lot of wraps and just playing around with ingredients. I made a butternut squash pasta that was really, really good. And so, I'm just kind of been playing around with the different things. I think my newest, most favorite vegetable is a rutabaga. I never had cooked it before and then learned how to make all types of things with it. And I was like, oh, this is a slamming little vegetable. I got to play around with this a little more often. So yes, I do, a lot of that. I love black rice. And so I made a beet poke bowl, recently. And so I just kind of like to play around with flavors, in the back of my mind, Tarik's in the back of my mind every time I go in there and get ready to put some garlic and onions and paprika together. And I'm like, okay, go ahead and add some saffron in here.
Spice it.
Like, get your life right. Do it like you would do if you were actually hired to cook for somebody. Don't just put some salt and pepper and some paprika.
This.
Yeah, I'm usually like, occasionally I'm like, but I have all the different salts. I don't, usually use salt, but like right now, my favorite salt is Hawaiian black lava salt. So I just add a little bit of that in there, but I'm always kind of like scanning, Maine and Tarik doesn't really have a whole bunch of pictures on there, but I'm on the regular, like, can I get some of them lumpias? Are they vegan? What's up with that salad? Just hold the chicken off of mine. What about the cookies? you know, Chef T, can I get some of that horchata? You know, I'm trying to get everybody else's food because I don't want to cook.
Okay, so
What about
well,
you? You didn't say your
yeah.
favorites.
I'm on this Feed the Chef campaign because I too am looking for food cooked by other people.
Hey, I'm not gonna put the shirt up yet. Y'all not ready for that.
I mean,
Seattle's coming.
that's real.
Yeah. We laugh now, but I guarantee
I feel
I'm all over that. Hey, you know, listen, yeah, Feed the Chef campaign. Let me know.
let's go get them. I think the easy, like the simple one pot dishes or stuff you can just throw in the oven and roast.
Mm-hmm.
I've been like Asian stir fries are always so easy.
Right.
And then you're just getting your veg and your protein. So yeah, I'm really obsessed with just peppers and broccoli raw. And then that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of shift over. We'll do a final round of, I think, what's the ask for the community? Like if it's you and you're talking about what it is, what you're doing, how can they help? And then where can we direct them? I guess it's more like a call to action, I'd say. Like, so for example, with Musang Community Kitchen, you know, we're open Monday to Wednesday for phone and calls. We are partnered currently with Oxbow and a couple of other farmers. They do donations, but how can people help? Because I think you guys are all examples of doing the work, but how can we get people to also join in on this? So we'll do a quick round of that, and then we'll open it up to some Q&A time for the folks that are joining us. But yeah, I think it'd be really great for people to hear how they can get involved.
Well, Community Kitchen starts back up Friday, February 5th. We're going to run the same schedule, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, located at Coyote Central, 12 to 5. Vegan Fridays, vegetarian Saturdays. So we're only going to offer meat on Thursdays.
Okay.
Honestly, right now I'm looking for 3 solid cooks to volunteer the kitchen. I'm pretty close to pretty much what we had talked about, Melissa. At the end of the day, it was really to come out of the kitchen and have volunteers run the kitchen. So the first month where I'm gonna try that. So I'm pretty excited about that. Food supplies were pretty good. At the moment, we're partnering with 3 farms. Clean Greens, Black Star, and Yes Farms. And the food's I'm looking forward to hearing, to seeing what our new cooks are gonna have. So pretty excited. So yeah.
So in order for people to contact you, what's the best place?
Feed the People SEA@gmail.com or through IG, Feed the People Seattle on IG for right now. We got some stuff in the works coming. And merch is on the way.
Yes, I'm just gonna say we had a question about merch, so
it's on the way. Yep.
Okay, so either hit up the IG, Feed the People Seattle, SEA, or the email. Great. Chef Maine, how do you think and how do you feel like you can be supported with what you're doing, and how do we get people to be more involved?
Yeah, obviously, finances is always a concern, right? But I'm not really big on asking for money, although we do need it. I will say that sometimes just getting the information out or making sure these people aren't making these sacrifices for no reason, right? Like, come out and support what the chefs are doing, right? If, like if you don't want any food, then donate. But if you can't donate, help the chefs to distribute the resources, because resources are no good sitting in the centralized area. That's just what it is. And a lot of times these chefs are being left with all this product that they're trying to push out into the community, and they're getting mixed signals, right? Because they're being told, we need you. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna feed? Well, why is this guy left with all this food?
Yeah.
So now it's gonna cost you money to get rid of something that's cost you time. And I don't even want to make it about us. Yeah. But if we're asking what y'all could do to help, man, support. If you can't donate, that's cool. Come and receive the resources. That way it makes sense for us to keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah. I agree. I think one thing that we've faced too within our community kitchen is exactly what you're saying, is like, here's the food. We hear the ask. Can you find people that will pick it up? So I think, just like if you know, the folks that are joining, like we have a partnership now with Wasset and South Park, and like we know every Wednesday that these meals get picked up, but like we're here to feed, just connect. And if we're not able to, or I'm not able to, there's so many of us that can on different days, but there can't be an excuse anymore that there's not food, because we know that there's food and we're providing that food. In terms of the resource finances, like I'll see if Jesse, I think it's important that we put that ask out, because I know that a lot of us, especially looking at the ones here, is a lot of the stuff we've done has been out of pocket. We have been fortunate to receive donations from folks, but this is a continued effort. It's not just a one-time thing. I know that all of us are in here for the long haul. In order for that to be the case, we're here for, you know what I mean? Like, as we take care of community can help take care too. So I know that's a big thing. So I'm sure we can kind of list how people can donate, and different organizations as well that are in line and in partnership with us. So Chef Ariel, how do you feel like you can feel supported, and resources that people can click on, or
Well, I mean, there's a couple things, you know. I think one thing is, you know, we're in the process of transforming into a nonprofit. And so just as you know, that paperwork is intense, and getting the support to do it is intense. And, you know, running organizations, you know, is, you know, just doesn't give you a whole lot of time to do everything. So, you know, for me, like, you know, finances are super important. You know, I've actually been having some conversations about like, where's the money going, you know, because there's billions of dollars floating around here. And so, you know, I've been trying to ask, you know, where is it at? Because, you know, we're doing the work, you know, all of us are doing the work, but we shouldn't be having to spend money out of pocket. You know, we shouldn't have to rely on grants, you know, and things like that, because, you know, I'm watching other people get, millions of dollars, you know what I mean? Pretty consistently. So maybe there's like some, you know, some conversations or some kind of support around, you know, being able to provide that type of knowledge or wisdom, or even just people that are knowing people that they can, you know, support. You know, philanthropists are amazing, you know, because they're people that want to already see good things being done, and we're doing the good things. So, you know, having that philanthropy connection is really important. I think the other part that's really important for me is, you know, plant-based food share is bigger than just a food box. And because of that, we have other ways that we reach out to the community, and we support the community through things like, you know, activities for kids and recipes and all these different things. And so, you know, two of the things that we're working on right now that I would really love to have help in is, you know, figuring out some ways to help make this homeschool life easier for people. So activities and tools and just tips that people want to share. Maybe some educators would love to like contribute to the newsletter or to our Facebook and our social medias, you know, to just kind of spread that word, make it a little easier for people. The other thing is, you know, we're doing some mastermind sessions. And so we're partnering with businesses that are going to teach recipients how to start businesses. So if there's, business owners that want to, jump in, we're not asking for food businesses. It's all type of businesses because everybody wants to do a variety of different things. We can always use dry ingredients. We go through beans and rice and things on a regular basis, like we go through a lot of those things every single day. And so that's, one thing, spices and herbs, those types of things are really important. We can always use more volunteers. We've been getting a lot of really great support, but one thing we know is that a lot of people are out of jobs. And so even though they can volunteer, you can get burnt out too.
Yeah.
And even financiers are important to be able to pay those volunteers that are out of jobs, that are coming and doing the work, even if it's just a little bit, being able to offer them a little something, even if it's like gas, or we can give you a couple $100 a week to be doing this, this work is really important. I think the other part of it too is it's always important to me to spotlight these farmers. These farmers are like doing the most right now. And I really would love it if people that are buying things from grocery stores would buy things from these farmers, because most of every farmer that I know, like Sky Island Farm, at least 30 farms work with
Ew.
Pacific Coast Harvest, that kind of, right. Like they're doing this work. Farmer Frog, they're, Clean Greens. These guys are doing this work and they have CSA programs. And people just need to sign up to them. They would, like Bill and Katie, they will deliver to your house. It doesn't, and they're coming from Gray Harbor, like that's like what, 3-4 hours away, so just like supporting them is super important. And then just figuring out ways, to me, for people is just coming through and asking, like, how can you support? Because like day to day, the support needs are different for us. One day it may be we need a grant writer. Another day it may be that we need somebody to just write this newsletter. And another day it may be I just need somebody to organize this like 7,000 tasks list that I have every single day.
Yeah.
So I think it just kind of just depends, on what the needs are. We're looking for a space right now. And so, I've been having people try to offer, hey, we have a commercial kitchen space, which is great, but we need a warehouse.
Yeah.
We need dry storage and cold storage and parking and all these things. So like, if anybody knows of spaces that are available, that would be really helpful just for me, and then partnerships. If there's partnerships and collaborations that people think that we should be connecting with, shoot those over, let us know, because we may not know everybody that knows everybody. So, it's always helpful to just, say, hey, you guys should maybe partner with this person. Let me do an introduction, not just go and find them, like send some info, send the information, make the connection.
Right. Yes.
I feel that. I think Jesse's listed everyone's information in the chat box. So if you have questions on how to find us, it's all listed there. I'm going to leave up the next maybe like 15 minutes to some questions. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and type them into the Q&A. One question is, what is something that you would like to see happen as organizations get to see you and want to support you? I think Chef Ariel mentioned that, just reaching out to us and like putting on folks that, because we are so limited too in our resources. Every single one of us here owns and operates, businesses and have families. And I find it most helpful when people send, like, hey, this farmer is really incredible, or this organization is incredible for you to support. We're open to all of those suggestions. I think, yeah, if anyone has questions, please feel free to type it in the box, unless we've answered all of them.
I will say, I think, yeah, like connections, like what Melissa was saying, would be good. More connections, like people that know that do food production, legal, people who are in that world of food through legal will be really good to know. Food scientists. I know there's more to it than just, putting it in the bag. Definitely trying to find as many new food connections, because it's one thing to work on a system and have it, but if we're going to implement it, then we need to start learning some of the other aspects of what it takes to actually make it a concrete system. So definitely want to meet more people who have expertise in a lot of those things that I just mentioned. So
Someone asked about Feast. We can get that information to you. FEEST. It's a program that works with high schools in the South End about food justice and accessibility. They're an incredible program. We've done fundraisers with them and have taught classes with them, but they're an incredible organization if you're looking for people to support. I don't think if we have any other questions, I think I can say thank you guys so much for spending this last hour with us. It was really great to connect with you, Maine and Chef Ariel, and I can't wait to spend time and space with you guys outside of the Zoom world.
Yes.
I have so much respect for you, and to just be able to be here in this space. There's just a lot of gratitude because we know how hard this work is, but it makes it easier for me to know that y'all exist, because it makes it a lot less isolating and lonely, because I know that we have community. So thank you so much. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you to Bainbridge Island Museum of Art for having us tonight. But yeah, I don't know if you guys want to say anything as we exit this, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I do want to say something. Somebody went in the question and said they wanted the information for the farmers. So I can send those over, but how do we go? Who do we send them to? How do we go about getting that to you? It was just in one of the questions. They said they want to support the farmers that we mentioned. So, and I have to look at their websites and emails so that I can get that. So
should we have them just contact you directly through your Instagram?
Sure, yeah, they can contact me and I can message people there, or just make contact with people. They can do Instagram or they can send an email to me. So yeah, I'm pretty flexible. I know quite a few, as we all do, but I know quite a few farmers, and so so I'd love to share that information.
Oh, I know what I need real quick. I need a mechanic or someone with storage space, roughly about 8 to 10 feet tall and about 12 feet long. If anybody knows, I'm looking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dry storage?
No, just storage. Well, just working on something. So I was looking for some storage. So if somebody has something, please let me know. That'd be much appreciated. Yeah.
The mad scientist in the lab. I love it. I mean, I need some storage too, but I prefer a space and then it has the storage in it.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for being Sunday here with us.
Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. It's really an honor, and I appreciate you just sharing everything you shared tonight with all of us. So I hope you get a lot of support from this, and please let me know how I can continue to support you as well, and the museum as well, and we're here for you. So bless you.
I can tell you something really quick though. Since you said that, I have been trying to do some connecting with the indigenous communities to get this food out. So if you have some connections that you would be willing to just, put us in contact, I just want to start the conversation at least.
Yep, absolutely.
Beautiful.
Maine, I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm pulling up.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
All right,
you.
y'all. Love y'all.
Guys.
Thank
Love
you.
y'all too.